Welcome to Girl Talk with Amy, Anna, and Lisa.
Come on, girls. Yeah, you know it's our world. So tell me, where the girls at? Come on, girls.
Like many girlfriends, we get together, share what's going on with friends, family, life in general, good, bad. We're always here to support each other. When we visit each other, we spend time doing our girl talk in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a place where we can be very vulnerable with each other, no judgments. We want to make sure we're uplifting and helping each other when we're down. However, when we're having great success, we're definitely supportive and we're cheering each other on. We are here to support all of you. We realized one day that we had to share this message with others. What we talk about in the comfort zone is something that can empower women all over the world. And we wanted to bring you into our world where we meet once a week. We hope that you enjoy our show. Please like, subscribe, and share with others. We'd love to hear back from you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Girl Talk. In this week's episode, my dear friend, Miss Anna Robles, is back. Say hi.
Hey.
And
yay, we missed you.
Lisa Garcia here with us.
Hello.
And we are in for a special, special treat. You know, when the three of us get together, we truly do everything we possibly can to empower each other, whether it's mindset, encouraging each other with our business, family, life in general. We oftentimes find ourselves looking to other women who can actually encourage us as well, other women that inspire us. This woman, Quintana, is the founder of Financially Sassy Women's Club. She's also the CEO of CQ Consulting Services and the CEO of Q&M Properties LLC, an international an international best-selling author. Yay! I have my book sitting on my desk at home. With that said, I must tell you, my dear friend Chris inspires me because one of the things that I learned when I first met her is this woman created wealth for herself at a very young age, something we all want to learn. And she chose to do everything in a very unconventional style. She didn't lock herself in this little box that we as women are supposed to do. She chose to do everything just a little bit differently, and I'm hoping that she's going to share this story with us, and she's going to tell us and give us great nuggets of how to be strong, wealthy women and handle our own finances. We don't need a man to take care of everything for us. Welcome to the show, CQ.
Thank you so much. That was very nice of you.
So, to start off, tell us, when did you open your first business? When did you start investing?
I would say you probably won't even believe this part. The real investing didn't really start happening until I was in my late 20s. Well, I've always been really good with money ever since I was a kid, but it really comes, my father was he was a quiet guy. He never talked. The only thing he did talk about was money. So it was like, if I ever wanted any kind of accolades or anything like that, it's like, I better learn money. I needed to learn money. At least I needed to learn how to save. And he taught us really young that we learned the value of money really early. My dad worked at a power plant, and he worked there from the time he was 18 until he retired.
Wow.
Something people don't do now.
Talk about seniority.
That's one way of looking at it.
Right?
Well, you know what? When he started working there, worked by the mines. My mom said that he used to come home with he was completely black from the coal, except for his eyes and his teeth, and she said that it was, but I mean, he stayed there he retired about 5 years ago. I think he stayed till he was 60, 62. And I didn't like it very much when I was a kid because my friends didn't have to buy their own things. They didn't have to buy their, but I realized as I grew older that that's something that many people don't learn. You know, the kids, especially today, their parents pay for everything and they're entitled and they don't know how, I mean, if you put them out there on their own, they don't even know how to take care of themselves as far as money goes, because then they start making money and they spend everything that they make because that's what their parents did. And so as far as investing in I started investing in 2008, really, in real estate. I had, in my early 20s, I had invested in the stock market, but I never did so great. So I decided I wanted to go with real estate. I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And my parents were actually into real estate, but I didn't really think that I would ever, I mean, real estate is so much money. How could I ever do that? You know, so I never thought I'd be able to do that. And then, but I did know one thing my dad used to say all the time when we were kids, because we're like, why are we saving all this money? What, I mean, we want to spend the money. Why are we saving it? Why we got to save it? And he's like, one day something's going to come across in front of you that if you don't have that money, you're going to miss out on it. I didn't really understand what he was talking about, but I had saved quite a bit of money in my account, and on my bank account that wasn't really paying anything. If you've ever noticed how much your bank pays you for your money that you keep there, they pay less than 1%. At the time, I had it in HSBC that paid 5% on my money, but that didn't last very long. As soon as that ended, I'm like, I have to make my money work, because I know that money sitting in the bank is making the bank money, not me. So that's when I decided, man, there was houses, people going into foreclosure, all kinds of bad. Anyways, this was the opportunity my dad was talking about. If you're prepared, plus I lived in California, and it was very expensive to live in California, but you're used to it when you live there, right? You're used to like one paycheck paying for your mortgage. You know, I mean, it was just, I don't know, it felt like, but I was used to it. But I came to Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and I was only going to be here for 6 months. I was coming for work for 6 months. And when I got here is when all that started happening with the housing market and everything. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is my opportunity. If I stay here, I'll be able to retire early. So I put my house that was in San Diego, I put it for lease, on a 5-year lease, because I'm like, man, I'll be back in 5 years. Well, I can visit anytime I want. How often do you go to the, you know, I mean, you live there and you don't go to the beach that often, do you? You know, it's like that. So I'm like, I can travel there anytime I want. Now I'm actually looking into buying a beach house again, you know, moving. But now that's going to be paid for by passive income. You know, and it's not going to be coming out of money that I'm working hourly for. And that actually is what I am passionate about, helping other women be able to do the same type of thing with their money. Create more money from their money.
So Chris, notice I said Chris, I didn't say CQ. As a financial consultant, what specific services would somebody hire you to do?
Well, typically, right now, I work with women professionals like yourself that make good money already, have done well for themselves, but they want to, they know they're not maximizing their finances. So what I do is I come in and I create a plan, help them create a plan based on their goals where they'd like to reach. And then we get it all set up towards working in the background for them. It's automated and it's fun. I love what I do because it's really exciting to see, because there's options out there that people don't know about. And that actually is what my book is called, The Less You Know, The More They Make. And the reason I called it that is because there's so much. Have you ever wondered why we never were really taught financial education in school, in high school or college? There's a reason for that, and that's why our country is ran basically on debt. But if we had ever learned certain things in school about finances, we wouldn't see people in the situations that are in. But so my goal is to help people not follow the crowd, of spending every single penny they make. I don't think that we should have to go without. I think you can have anything that you want as long as you learn to spend it on the right things. And this is what I mean by that is, you want a boat? Let's buy you something, investment. Let's buy you an investment that'll pay for the boat so that you don't have to pay for the boat. You know what I'm saying? And the boat gets paid off and you still have your investment that's still making money. I just try to help people see things. Anna works about mindset. I help people with their money mindset, because honestly, if you don't change the way you think about money, you wouldn't believe the clients that I have that make a lot of money. I have clients that make over $1 million a year and live paycheck to paycheck. They've come to me that way, but they have a really nice house, a couple of them, and drive really, really nice cars. But I've had, I'm learning, or I'm teaching them how to see money differently and how to use money to their advantage. Because money is, are you a slave to it, or is it a slave for you? And my goal is to teach people how to make money work harder for them than they work for their money. I want people to be able to work because they want to, not because they have to.
To mention like the $1 million clients and how, they blow their money. They don't spend it wisely. I'm guilty of that. I was married to someone who was very successful in the entertainment industry, and he made anywhere in his heyday $30,000 to $40,000 a month. And we had no idea what to do with that money when it came in. And so, being children, and we bought a $1.3 million house with a $1.1 million loan. So our mortgage payment, and we bought it in 2005, where everybody was giving out loans. They had no right to give us a loan for $1.1 million. Ultimately, we divorced. But when we divorced, there was nothing at all. We never invested. We were married for almost 10 years. His career was probably at a high for maybe 5 of those years. And we had nothing to show for it. Two paid off cars. That's it.
Wow. People, they don't want anybody to know this about them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They don't want anybody to know that they even have that there is a financial, they don't realize that not investing or having your money work for you, you guys would never have to work ever again if you would have taken that money and put it somewhere where it's still working for you. I have clients that make money. Every month they get a dividend check. They're not even touching their principal. Every month they get a check from, a dividend.
Sure. Oh, I know all that now. So when I left that marriage, I left with nothing. I left with 2 kids. Mm-hmm. And I started from scratch. And I can say today, I run 2 businesses independently, and I am finally financially stable with myself, in where I never was with him. But I had to learn all over again, at 37 years old. That's how old I was when we divorced. So it was me having to, now I've got to, I had to watch what I was spending. I had to figure out where my money was coming from. We were no longer going shopping every day. It was no longer, it just cut corners everywhere I could, take care of these 2 babies. And now at least, but it took me probably the only last 3 years I've been financially stable. And we divorced in 2011. So it took me that long.
Well, it takes a while, and the thing is, like I was saying, you never learned. So how are you supposed to? How do you know how to do anything different? You know what I'm saying? Like now, all of a sudden, you have all this money, and
it came in and it would go out as fast as it came in.
And the way society, the way we've been trained in school, we're basically taught to be: go to work, go to school, get a job. Go to school, go get a job, right? And work for corporate America. You can be an executive. I mean, you can have a really nice name and all these letters after your name and make a lot of money. But if they never taught you how to handle or, manage your money, then there's doctors and lawyers and people out there that make a lot of money. But that's why all of the houses in 2008, okay, all these people bought these homes that they couldn't even afford, but the banks let them buy them. That was, to me, that's kind of, we have a rigged system, and we have to learn how to get out of the rigged system, this matrix, did you ever see that movie Matrix?
Yeah.
It's like, our whole system is really, financial system is like that. Got to learn. And you know what? They kind of make it over your head, jargon, so you don't even want to learn. They do that on purpose. And I guess that's kind of what made me angry and kind of got me started in the beginning. Was I got taken advantage of by a financial professional with all these letters after their name. And I was just like, never again. I will never let anybody. I didn't think I was going to end up in this field, but what got me to stay, do this is because I realized the things that I was learning, people had to know. It was almost like I wanted to be the whistleblower. I wanted to let everybody know. And then when I got my licenses and I started helping, the more I learned, the more angry I got. It was like, oh my gosh, no wonder people are getting ripped off all of the time.
So it's very interesting to see how we as human beings, we end up modeling the person that we are closest to, and we start following whatever their beliefs are when it comes to money. Now, for those of you that have not read Chris's book or CQ's book, you need to go out and get it. I actually talked to CQ right before it was released. I was one of the first people to get that copy. It's on my Kindle. And for those of you that don't know, about 20 years ago, I had my securities license. I was so I was able to do investments. And when I read her book, there were stories that she shared about when she was growing up that made it so relatable, but yet she wrote it in a way that anyone could pick it up and learn from her. And she's really teaching us the basics. So I'd love for you to share a little bit more about how you got onto the journey of this book, because I think it's so valuable. People need to go out and buy it, because it's really, the things that you talk about in your book are the things that I did apply in my life 20 years ago to be where I am right now. And I still continue to learn from what you wrote on that book. So I would love for you to share a little bit more about it.
Okay, so what made me write the book, basically?
Well, first of all, pull the book out and show it to everybody.
Yes, please.
This is my book here. The Less You Know You Make.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was a long time coming, because I'm not really a writer. I am a writer now, but I never looked at myself as a writer. But there was so much, and I thought, how could I even get a book out? There's so much that I want to tell them. A lot of it, I wanted to just write just enough to, if somebody's interested, to get them to call me, or connect with me so that I can tell them about them, because we're not allowed, there's certain things we're not allowed to advertise. I just wanted people to know that I wanted them to know some of the things that are just basic, that when they read it, most people, I ask them, you have a credit card? Yes. Do you know what the interest rate is on it?
And they
I
don't
mean,
know.
they almost give me this look like, no. I mean, why would I know that? Oh my gosh, that's like the first thing you need to know about a credit card, right? You don't want this credit card that has 29% interest rate. And most of the stores, any of the store credit cards, look at the interest rate on them. Every store credit card is over 20% interest. And one of the basic math formulas that I like to teach people about is the rule of 72. It's so simple. Why could we have not been taught that in school? Because if we would have known credit, we wouldn't have credit card debt that we have right now, because people don't realize when it tells you the minimum payment to pay, you're never going to pay that credit card off, and it's just constantly going to be, people come from out of the country. One of my clients, she came from out of the country, and she's so smart. Now she came here and became a CPA, but she said the first thing, she got a credit card. They gave her a credit card, and she had her water heater broke at her house. So she went and bought a water heater with her new credit card. And then she got the bill, and it was like $12 or something. It was like the minimum payment. And that's all that was due, was $12. And so she's like, oh, cool. So she was just paying $12 for like a year. And she looks at it and it's like, it hasn't even went down one single bit, and so she said that was her welcome to America. Because where she came from, they only used cash, they didn't use credit cards. And America, we are the country that uses more credit than anybody. I mean, we have to make most money is made off of interest on the banks. That's why you got all these big buildings. I don't know. Anyways, I want to teach everybody how to make money like the banks.
Because women want to learn. Women want to learn how to take care of themselves, their wealth, become financially savvy, and handle their own shit, right?
My mom was an entrepreneur, though. I mean, she's the one that she did the real estate investments, and she became a realtor, and she did the property management. And so I learned that. I just never thought I would get into it. And now it's just, that the wealthiest people in the world will tell you that they have they have real estate as part of their portfolio.
Right. Absolutely. People come to me to get guidance on their mortgage. And of course, it's a life plan on how a mortgage can create wealth. People go to Anna to get coaching in their business and their mindset. People go to Lisa because they need help with their marketing and how to put their business out there and grow their business in that particular case. So you're the money coach, right? You're the one that can sew it all together.
Yes, that's what I'd like to do. I like to do, sometimes I get people that come to me that don't have any money at all. I mean, they really don't have a whole lot of money, and they still need help. And that is what the Financially Sassy Women's Club is for, because I like to give education away to people. So when I get somebody on the phone that wants my help, I'll help them. I'll talk to them on the phone, but I immediately refer them to the Financially Sassy Women's Club online, because there's a lot of resources there that if they really want to learn, there's some training in there that they can learn, and it can help them change their financial future if they want to do that.
That's awesome. Well, there you have it. Famous last words from CQ. You got to have real estate in your portfolio.
So when you go to the Financially Sassy Women's Club, you're going to see, this is my, I don't have my face on it. I just have a silhouette, and this is the hat you're going to see. So if you see this hat, that means you're in the right place.
So that's really why you're the guest. for today.
Yep.
Thank you so very, very much for coming today. We truly appreciate your time and your education. And everyone, run out and get this book because there's some valuable information in that. Thank you so much.
So much. Thank you, guys.
It's been a pleasure seeing you and having you here as a guest, CQ, my dear friend Chris.
Thank you so much for having me.
I loved listening to everything you had to say. Very
It was
eye-opening.
amazing.
All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, man. I'll have to go check out your channel.
And
Yes.
And subscribe.
Subscribe and share with your friends.
Can you make me have purple hair? When you're doing a video, can you give me some purple hair?
I'd have to work on that. Hey, I might surprise you.
so,
She makes us look good.
absolutely.
I'm gonna do a video in my group, okay?
Just tell me when.
Okay.
Get Lisa on. Yeah.
You don't look
Well, the
that.
thing is, thank you. But I'm a grandmother actually. But